Hi, this is Denise here from Talent Dynamics Australia, and I'm here with CEO Vicky Jennings.
Hi, everyone.
And Vicky, we get this frequently asked question from people out there asking, how is it possible for you to take a team that's, well, in some cases, totally dysfunctional to a functional team in one day, get teams collaborating? Like, the thing out there is, come on.
I know, it sounds like it's science fiction, doesn't it? It really does.
Well, it does, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of non-believers out there.
Yeah,
So,
but we've done it time and time again. So
how does it work?
what we see is once people understand each other's value, like they really get their natural talent, what they're good at doing, and what value they bring to the organisation as a result of that.
Which is what they get from the profile.
Which is what they
isn't
get
it?
from the profile, and not only from the profile, but the way we present the profile
Right.
to the team.
In that one-day training.
In that one-day training, yeah. And it is a full day, so they keep getting distinctions all day about how they work together. So but once they really when they really get that value that each others have in that team, then they really understand. Wow, okay, so I'm not so great at that, but that person over there is great at that. So I can rely on that person to do that. And a lot of times when they realise that, often for the first time, it's such a sense of relief for them. Like they're released to be themselves, number one. Not only are they allowed to be themselves and work where their strengths are, they know there's many team members who can back them up where their challenges are. And so all of a sudden the team is there's no longer an us and them mentality.
Wow.
It's an us mentality. And that happens like that. So how fast can you have a paradigm shift? Paradigm shifts are really fast.
They're like ahas.
They are.
Aha moments.
And
all
this
the time.
this workshop is a paradigm shift. So yes, you can get that, and we have got that result time and time again, where we've had people who have been in dysfunctional teams not understanding each other, coming from two different teams actually, bringing them together on the day, and by the afternoon, they look at each other in a completely brand new way, and that sticks. It stays. Doesn't ever leave them.
Wow. And
so
what's the result of that? When you do, what's your experience of the results of that with the organisation? Say the one-day workshop's finished and they go, what happens?
We give them a whole new language to speak with each other about. And we do that very quickly, and they really embrace that very quickly. They really understand the 8 profiles very quickly.
Yes.
Like within 2 hours, they understand the 8 profiles and they understand the language.
Right.
In 2 hours.
So it lives on afterwards.
It does, and they really take it on board.
Yeah.
They start to get aha moments, even about their families and, different things that have happened, which also solidifies, how powerful this can be. Not just at work, but at home as well.
Yes, it's a communication tool, isn't it?
It really is. It's a whole new way of life. It's a whole new way of business. And when they really get that, and then they start to talk to each other about how they could work collaboratively together to get the results they need, rather than working in silos. And that's what a lot of them have been used to doing, especially dysfunctional teams. They're working in silos because they're almost like enemies.
Yes. Right? We've seen that time and time again, haven't we?
So when they understand each other's value, when they understand what each person can bring to that team, and they understand they can trust that person to keep delivering that, you no longer have a dysfunctional team.
So that raises the issue of trust.
It creates trusted teams. And it creates that trusted team in a day.
Yeah.
And you imagine what that's like if we get the opportunity to roll it out throughout the whole organisation.
So what does that in turn mean to a company long term when you've built that collaboration and that trust? It sounds to me like, it's going to have a big impact on productivity, the bottom line in the end.
It does. It does. And even from the one-day workshop, we've measured the return on investment. We don't do our testimonials. We do testimonials, sorry. We don't do our case studies until we've actually measured the return on investment that the organisation have had, and they sign it off.
Right.
So all of our case studies that you see on the website are as a result of measuring that return on investment. And we can tangibly measure it because we come up with goals for the day that they then prioritise, and then they go away to work on those goals. But they go away to work on them in a totally, the team is completely changed forever.
Yes.
And so productivity increases, and the way they work together is so much better. It's so much more
Well,
effective.
they love going into
They love
work.
going into work. Absenteeism decreases. Like there's a whole lot of other side benefits that happens as well. Morale improves, and as a result, their health improves because they're doing what they love, loving what they do.
Because sometimes they have to move, they need to shift roles.
Yeah, we find we have to tweak. We call it tweaking. We tweak their accountabilities, and we look for the best people in the team to take on those accountabilities. So it's no longer important to have job descriptions. It's more important to have team accountability descriptions.
Yeah.
And then that's organic. So if a team member moves out, a new one comes in and they're a different profile, you tweak them again slightly.
Right.
But it's also great because we have something called our secondary profiles. So everyone has a secondary profile, and it's one to the left, one to the right. Okay? So you can actually work in your secondary profile as well. So you take that into account too. And everyone gets a percentage of energies. There's 4 major energies, and everyone has a percentage of each energy in them.
And that's all in the profile
and
too.
And that's in the profile, in the graph actually. So in our meeting room, we have all of them on the wall, so that when we're having our team meeting, we can just glance on the wall, look at the percentages, and allocate accountabilities that way too.
According to the project at hand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that can change. I mean, it's fluid, it's organic, and it's no big deal to change it. If someone leaves or is moving to a promotion or whatever.
And you've had the same results in your business and also in training other organisations of getting that huge increase in revenue in a short time.
Time and time again. And you know what? The only thing that we haven't had yet is a failure. And it's pretty hard for anyone to say that, but we haven't had one yet.
That is a pretty unique statement.
It is.
And just from my own personal short experience with it, it's the most profound thing that I've seen. And you've had 25 years experience in training?
I have, and it's the most profound thing I've ever seen too. And I loved it so much I bought the company.
The old Gillette story. So with that, there are also other systems out there and whatever. What makes this a bit different?
The other profiling systems you're talking about, they are great to give you more insight into people's personalities. This is actually how people work. So it's very different. It's not just your personality, it's how you actually work. And it's also, there's a whole framework about how you do business as well. So it talks about seasons and cycles of your business, cycles that the business is going through, what you should be doing at each cycle. There are 8 stages of enterprise that no one knows about. So when you know about that, you know what you should be doing. It's all about different leadership styles and what leadership style you need when.
Yes.
And when, you know, the season your business is in. Because we start in spring, we go to summer, we go to autumn, we go to winter in businesses as well. And there are different strategies you need to put in place for each one of those seasons.
Wow.
We teach that too.
So you take the people through various trainings according to what they're
that's at a deeper level, because this is like an onion and there are many layers to this onion. The one-day workshop that we've been talking about is the first step.
Yeah.
All right, so there's much more after that.
Fantastic. Well, we just wanted to give people an idea who are querying how can it work, so we hope this has really helped you. If you are interested in more information, then please, probably the easiest thing to do is to just give me a call, probably on the number is 0422 084 533 or denise.hill@talentdynamicsaustralia.com.au. And we look forward to hearing from you and perhaps helping your organisation. Thank you.
Thanks, Denise.